Have you ever wondered what the little town of West Glacier is like? In this video, we're going to give you a full tour of the town of West Glacier, Montana. Most people think West Glacier is part of Glacier National Park, and it's not at all. It's its own little town that is not in the park. It's right on the edge of the entrance to Glacier Park. And as you can see on this map, the middle fork of the Flathead River is actually the boundary of Glacier Park and West Glacier. And the golf course there at Glacier is kind of right in the middle of that bow in the river there. And the little town or the little village of West Glacier sits right outside the entrance to the park. And as you come into West Glacier from the west, from the Flathead Valley, it's just spectacular views of the mountains in the park, as you can see. As you come down into West Glacier, those mountains out there is where the Going to the Sun road goes when you get into the park. And like I said, once you get into Glacier and go under this tunnel here, that's under the railroad tracks, you're in the little village of West Glacier itself. And most of the businesses here are for the tourists. There's gift shops everywhere. There are a couple little stores if you need groceries. I don't think the grocery store is open year round, but you have the West Glacier Bar, which is also known as Frida's to the locals. You have this miniature golf course here. You have a couple of rafting companies that are here on the left as we turn the corner here. And then at the very end of the road, on the one side, I don't show it, but there is an actual post office for West Glacier. And then at the far end of this left side of the road here, there's actually a visitor center for Alberta, since this park is affiliated with Waterton Park up in Canada. So they have this nice building here that you can see right here that is actually a Canadian building that's a welcoming center into Canada. There is a little elementary school here in West Glacier. It's been here for a long time. If your kids go to school here, they'll end up going to middle school and high school in Columbia Falls. Further down the road from the elementary is this old bridge that goes over the river. This is kind of a big spot for everybody to swim in the summertime and just hang out. As far as neighborhoods go in West Glacier, there's this one street here that there's homes on both sides of the street. It's actually on the other side. You can kind of see it here in a minute, of the businesses that we were just by a minute ago. But these homes, they don't come on the market very often. In fact, right now, there are no homes on the market in West Glacier. The last time one of these homes came on the market, it sold in the past year, and it was a little tiny 800 square foot house that sold, and it sold for $240,000. And then there's other neighborhoods we'll look at. If you're looking for a hotel here, there are hotels or motels that are part of the park. The Belton Chalet is a historic chalet. This is part of it. This is actually the restaurant, and I do think there's rooms up above it here. But the actual main part of the lodge is, I'm not sure how many rooms. We actually stayed here last year. It's beautiful, and it's an old chalet that was built in part with the railroad back in the early 1900s for the train tours they were promoting to come out to visit Glacier Park. A little further down behind that neighborhood I just showed you, this is a brand new huge RV park, and there's also cabins here. As you can see, we're early in the season, so there's not many people camping here yet, but we were here last summer around 4th of July, and there wasn't a spot to be found anywhere, but there's hundreds of parking spots for your camper, as you can see in this campground. But again, very empty this time of year. And when you come back out of here and turn left, you'll start heading up towards the golf course. And up above the golf course, this is the neighborhood. There's some very nice houses that look out. They're up on this hill and they look right into the park over the golf course there. And the golf course is a really fun little course. It's 18 holes. It's a shorter course, but a lot of fun to play. It's pretty wide open. It makes you think that you're a much better golfer than you probably are. That's why I enjoy playing it. But as you can see, it's kind of wide open. Not what you'd expect out here, but again, fun course to play. There are some homes that are located along the course down here at the bottom. Off to your right is the hill that I was talking about that we were just at in that neighborhood. But down here there are homes, and there's also some condos that this is hole number 1 that we're driving along right here. But there's a couple homes here, and then it turns into kind of townhouse condo type buildings. And then this is the main entrance to the golf course. As you can see, there's a putting green up front here, and there's the pro shop with all the windows right there. But again, fun course, beautiful course. It's right along the river, and a lot of wildlife. You will see a lot of wildlife out there as you're playing. This is kind of on the other side of the course on the way to the river landing. And as you can see, they're not huge houses. They're more cabin. There are, people live here full time, but most of these are seasonal homes. Not a lot of people live in the town of West Glacier year round. In fact, very few. So there's not a lot of businesses that are open year round here in West Glacier. Right here, we're turning down into the river access. We use this all the time in the summer. We launch our raft right here, and you'll go down about 5 or 6 miles on the river to a place called Blankenship Bridge and take out. It's pretty calm, and there's a big canyon there. This place right here is where most of the guided raft trips pull out. They start about 8 miles up the Highway 2 and end up right there. Another part of West Glacier, this is called Lake 5, and it's a small lake, and it would be just west of the actual town of West Glacier. But as you can see, just a spectacular backdrop and a beautiful place to live.
Thank you for watching our video. Please call, text, or email for more information. And don't forget to watch our other videos about Montana.